Did I think perhaps this elevator wasn't accessible before. Yeah, we're at the Great Wall. I think this might be the end. Ooh, that's dramatic. I'm walking slow.
Shells incoming! I repeat, shells incoming!
I knew you'd prevail.
No! The damn bastards are everywhere!
He's draining my power.
Skeleton monsters all over! Retreat to the top now!
My time is running out, warrior. Defeat Eli.
It's gonna be really funny if after all this hype, he's still really easy to beat. He's defeated me. He's literally never killed me before, and I've beaten him. He's been a boss fight twice.
My mother taught me the truth when I was but a boy. We are all trapped by fate, caught in a moment soon to be forgotten. We live our lives without purpose. Humanity has made itself redundant. We've handed our future to the very machines we created. With every day that passes, we lose a little more of our knowledge, our abilities, our sheer unbridled power. Nobody is remembered unless they make a difference. Nobody makes a difference unless they fight. I will not leave this world without achievement. If we become more than mere humans, eternity will greet us with open arms. This is not a binary choice between being human or machine. The answer is human and machine, together as one. It always has been.
This whole ideology just feels so pointless. Because, like, the idea of mixing man and machine is so nebulous as a concept. I guess they mean a full synthesis like the Mass Effect thing. There's like the full nano machine thing.
I understand now. I finally get it. Everything's different. And yet, here I am. Same me. New shape. New destiny. We're running out of time. I'm the last obstacle in his way. Hurry!
Wow, she really is a giant generic... She's really like a giant, ridiculous snake creature that's fighting Eli and somehow losing because of Eli's something powers. I'm not really sure what he's doing. He's fucking her up somehow. Upgrades? Nope. Bank that shit for later. Or never. I don't know. That might be the last med bay. Maybe I'll beat him on my first try. Right now. Now we're going down instead of up. There's probably a level. Those are dudes. I mean, I might as well get a level 9 set if I can, right? You're not level 9 though. What's the fucking point, bro? Whoop! Haha. Uh-oh. Oh, whoop! My primary obstacle is not knowing where to go. Oop, don't fall. Close one. Oh, shit. There's the dicks here. But every elevator or zipline is effectively just a cutoff where they can't follow me anymore. Please don't fall off. Please don't fall off. Fuck. Why do you have to be right here? God damn it. Fuck you, damn it. I need that gear. Why do you have to be here? Oh. That looks like a shortcut to the boss fight. Wow. Like a sandworm. I don't like how packed this room is with enemies. Whoa. Okay, it's a bunch of level 5s fighting against one level 9 actual enemy. They're gonna get crushed. Ow! Shit! You're attacking me? Rude. Excuse me. Bye-bye. Whoop. Ow. I'm gonna go this way. Whoop. Rude. Oh, you're level 9. Much appreciated. Ah, but I didn't really select a limb correctly. Damn it. Fuck, yeah, he's not gonna fall apart the way I want him to. Alright, well, moving forward. It's a big...
sight to behold, isn't it? The Great Wall of Jericho. Yeah, serves its purpose well. You really think it'll contain the nanites? Look, don't make me laugh. Have you seen the blueprints? It's basically just a bunch of giant magnets. But why did we build it in the first place if everything's hopeless? One word, kickbacks. Listen, I don't care if you want to save your family or whatever. Some people believe in the wall, others pay big money for it. It's all about politics. Everything has its use, for somebody. And that's good enough for me.
It would be nice if the enemies around here could consistently be a level that would actually be valuable for me to kill. So many level 7s and 8s, just disappointing me. Level fucking 10. Wow, okay. You're gonna fuck me up, aren't you? Ooh, boy. What are you? What is your deal? Oh, he's a revenge enemy, too, because he's, like, really fucking dangerous, isn't he? Oh, he duplicates himself. Cool. Fuck. Okay, that turned off my lock on. That's not very nice. Where did the one go? Ah, I fell off. Being on these cliffs really makes it hard to chop the body parts you want, because these guys are just so good at dying. But chop him! Chop him! God damn it! What the fuck? Ah! There was a fucking... I hate it. I hate it so much. It just makes the game less fun all the time. I hate this stupid hold X chopping thing. It's just not good. Fuck, I'm so far back. This awkward shit where you hold X in the middle of a fight in order to chop a limb and then it just doesn't work half the time. It said hold X, I held X, it kind of just gave up halfway through, and then I was like, what's happening? Where'd it go? Did it go? And I looked down at the bottom of the screen, I still had a battery left, so it's not like I used up my battery or anything. But it just stops working. And like you're awkwardly holding X, and it's like that's what your hand's doing now. You can't do any other actions because you're busy holding X. And your action where you're trying to awkwardly sit there and hold X is getting you killed. God damn it. Fuck, I didn't even open up a shortcut, did I? Like, I just had to do the whole thing again. All I did was kind of unlock some of these things along the way, so I don't have to, like, do the unlock again, basically.
This isn't about me. It never was. The Nanite
Ow.
chose me for a purpose. Saving humanity is
Ow.
my fate. I will save everyone. The children of the Spark. The people of Jericho City, the girl in the swarm corrupted by her power. And yes, even you, warrior.
Uh-oh. Well, that wasn't helpful.
Even you, warrior. I'm gonna fuck you up.
I should just run past this guy. Because he's not farmable anyway, unless I can get unless I have a shortcut to him. So I need to run past him and see if a shortcut can be opened up to this location, or a different version of him later. Otherwise, this is just like a nightmare gauntlet of enemies that I'm best off getting past. Up, 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 up. This area is full of these guys now, huh? Friends?
I'll do my duty till the end.
I don't think they're friends. Oh boy. My medbay. 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 Ah. I don't want to kill the last stand of the AID. Like, they're these poor people.
My life force is fading. Rush to my side and charge.
Oh boy. I don't want to kill them. These poor people are just humans. Oh god, there's so many enemies here. Oh boy. Oh shit, shit, shit! Alright. Well, that's unfortunate. Behind this breakable box is the abyss! Yay! Surprise! Did you like my surprise? No. You know what? Didn't love that surprise, actually. Kind of a dick move, all things considered, to do that. Alright, so I need to clear out the AID spot. How do you get up there? Where am I? Oh, I got turned around. Ah! My ouchies. He's all up in my ouchies. And then from that AID spot, I can then farm the level 10 that's right next to it. So that's good news. Okay, all these guys that aren't even farmable levels and have elevators behind them are basically pointless to fight. Ooh, are you a shortcut? Whoop! I missed this the first time. Oh shit, I even saw this zip line. I just didn't see that that was there. It wasn't clear to me that I could activate it because I didn't see the little spot to do so with. Is this a shortcut back? Oh, weird. There was a cloud there like she was going to talk to me and then she just didn't. And just gave me the item. Yep. I gotta hurry though. I kind of forgot that I'm trying to get back to my body. I had a little exploring moment. It's easy to forget because it's not usually. At least now I can skip to here in the future runs. Oh, fuck! No, fuck! God damn it. Alright, well there goes the whatever was on that body, I guess. Well, they ripped that band-aid right off. Is it the first time? That might be the first time. That might be the first time I've lost my souls. I'm usually pretty good at getting them back. I was pressing... So, A is both your dash, jump, dodge, and your run. So I was trying to run, and I kind of awkwardly tapped it, I guess, at one... Like, I must have let go and pressed it again or something. And so he just fucking launched off the cliff. I'm like, no! What are you, Sonic the Hedgehog? What is this bizarre suicidal activity you're doing? Now I can cover some ground. Ooh, there's a chest over here. Out. Bye, guys. They probably could have come up with some kind of system where, like, you have to defeat guys in order to open the chests that are next to them or something. But you really can just sprint through these areas. And not gonna lie, after this many hours of relatively repetitive combat, this is more entertaining to me, honestly. The weirdness of a run from all the dudes, like Dark Souls sprint, is kind of more entertaining than fighting all the dudes. And you can extrapolate what you want from what that says about the game or whatever. I think that shortcut I just opened was back at the guy that was fighting all the dudes. That's another shortcut, I think. Hopefully I won't need them, but there they are. Hey, buddy. I definitely want to farm you guys, but not right now. We're still a fair bit away. Yeah. Oh, where does this go?
Repeller deactivated.
What have I done? Ah! What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? Have I done? Have I done? What have I done? Well, this is an incredibly not safe building. It's being held up by an angry worm.
One by one, they drop like flies. With every sacrifice, I feel more powerful, more liberated. At last, I have become the spark incarnate. Soon, my true power shall be revealed for the whole world to see. The spark will strike. The world will change!
There we go. I thought this seemed like another shortcut. Okay. Interesting. So there's a second med bay in this zone, but it seems like you can only activate it by clearing all the enemies out of it. But weirdly, we now have a shortcut that leads directly to that med bay, which really, like, exonerates my behavior so far. Because I'm gonna get away with all that running and so on. Because the chain of enemies that chased me to the med bay won't be there anymore, because they gave me this way of getting back and resetting the instance. This is an incredibly strangely set up level. Huh. It's neato. They did some cool stuff with level design, even though it's completely baffling to navigate sometimes. You're like, what am I looking at? Like, seriously, what am I looking at sometimes? Did AID's final stand just get wiped out?
I will make it, sir. Go on without me. Get your act together. No man gets left behind while I'm in charge. It's not hurting anymore. That's good. Now get up and fight, Joe. Joe? Joe!
Snake? Snake? Snake. You look neat. This is weird, they're all gone. I was hoping that a lot of the nanite dudes would go away, but all of the guards are gone. Why did resetting the instance make them all vanish? That makes this way easier. Now I just have access to this med bay. Ta-da! Now I have a med bay that has a series of shortcut zip lines that go to another med bay, which kind of contradicts the usual rule of there being only one med bay in a zone, but I don't particularly care about adhering to that. I just find it interesting that they stepped away from it here. But like, not only are there two med bays in this zone, they're connected to each other via a zip line and no enemies, apparently. Which means that you could just take the zip lines to get here, so the second med bay actually doesn't feel like it serves a purpose. Usually it's like a bonfire is supposed to be a separate location that's like a haven from all the danger. That it'd be difficult to traverse from one to the other maybe, but you can get from one of these to the other one for free.
Everyone's dead. I'm the last man standing. I don't even know what happened. All of a sudden, this crazy preacher waltzes through the battlefield like a tank. Next thing I know, he wipes out both sides with a flick of his finger. And then, just a few minutes later, that snake goes crazy. The pain's unbearable. It's too late for me. Please have mercy and kill me.
I mean, he asked for it, and he's in horrible pain. And also, I don't really have a lot of faith in anyone surviving the situation, so maybe for the best. Was that you, Fitz? Sorry, I'm distracted because I'm watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now. Talk about a show where each season got better, which is unusual. What's up, bruh? Chop. Chop. Did I even get his arm, or did it fall down, or hello? I'm glad I skipped to this part, because there's a med bay and a bunch of level 10 enemies, so everything else before this was pointless. He's gonna come after me, isn't he? Shit, I only wanted to fight one of you. The other guy's not. That guy's way more annoying to fight, and he's the wrong level. And what happened to... Let me see. It did drop down here. My loot! Oh, there's one over here too. And you don't have an annoying guy that joins the fight? That's good. Oh. Void. Bad void. Now. Chop chop. Oh, get out of the bed. Ow, shit. Boop. And so near a med bay, I don't have to be that careful. Because dying lets me just come right back. I think I have 999 nanites, shit. If I die, I just come back right here, but if I... I had another thought and I can't collect it. What was I thinking about? Shit. Whatever. I got a level 10. Yeah, level 10. We straight skipped a level again. We'll take it. Getting some level 9. Alright, well this... I mean, you guys got the gist of it. I killed that guy, I killed that guy. I'm gonna do it a bunch more times till my entire gear is level 10 instead of level 8. This actually is gonna take a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and edit this for us. Online connection error. I may have lost access to some internet or something. I don't know. The internet features don't seem particularly important to me. So here we go. Level 10. Level 10, level 10, level 10, level 10. Level 10 weapon, level 5 healing item, which now means it charges up to 5 times now. So I can have 5 chargers stored up, which is nice. Look at that rainbow across the bottom of the screen. Oopsie. Let's go ahead and level. Next level's gonna be a bit away. So that's probably all we're gonna get for now. I'm level 81. And what implant is dropped? Rig capacitor XXL. Prevents the decay of 3 batteries. Shit. And nano absorber EX heavily reduces buildup of nano effects. This is 2 batteries for 9, 3 batteries for 20. I don't have 4 more to spare. Actually, I do. Got +5 core power. Sorted by newest. Tier? It's like a whole special category of its own, huh? Oh yeah, there we go. That's the core that gives you 12. Now I can take that out and replace it with this one. That's nice. And I've still got 5 slots left. Whenever you do directional blocker, defense goes up for a bit. Could be useful. Cheap at least. A lot of these are straight up not usable right now. Yeah, might as well. I'm probably going to do like a final boss fight, so having my defense go up whenever I do a directional block could be handy. Increase my survival for a bit. And I just don't know what happened to our mouse friend. Sorry. But yeah, I just fought that one guy over and over again. Really got really easy, honestly. If you're just fighting one guy and then resting over and over again, like, you just button mash basically until the X pops up, and then you press X. And since these guys split into 2 dudes, that means you get twice as much farming done. It's kind of ridiculous, actually.
I know your true nature. I know what you want and desire. You followed my trail like the loyal lapdog you are. You never even stopped to wonder who you really were. Too busy playing the hero, I suppose. Still, we had a lot of fun together. I remember the first time we met at Fort Nixon. How you murdered my mother. How you murdered me twice. And lest we forget about little Johnny. Oh well. You only did as you were told.
Whoa.
Time and time again, you've proven to be as malleable and as smart as a lump of clay. Think about your destiny. Don't you want to break free? To be more than a brainless slave? End your silly crusade. Together, we can reshape the smoldering husk of the world and seize control of our destiny. Soldiers no more. In the new world, we shall be kings, emperors, gods.
Alright, that's just a whole audio log where he taunts me, then does the
Join me and we can rule the galaxy together.
One blessed with the power of creation. One with the power of destruction. Our final clash will decide the fate of the world, little girl. The Harbingers have lent me their power to snuff out everything you've given life to in a final act of mercy. Your warrior will be the first to fall at my hands. The spark will strike. The world will change.
defeat Brother Eli. Oh, hello. What's this boss fight gonna be like? Where is it gonna be? There he is.
Now, your power shall become mine, and mine alone. Humanity will be consumed by a glorious blaze, reborn in a cleansing fire.
Are we gonna have a 2D boss fight like in Fury right now on this catwalk? Oh, guessing not. That could have been weirdly cool.
Too late, warrior. Nothing can stop me now. With Athena's power, I can bend reality to my will. All hail Eli, the spark incarnate.
Wow, this is what a very Dark Souls ending. Okay. Ow. What annoying timings. What? He attacks like an asshole. I hate it. I hate it. Every attack is a giant fake out. It's so fucking annoying. Oh my god. Immediately. Ah, shit. That seems like an opening, but it's not. What? That seems unfair. Alright. This fight seems a bit irritating. I didn't do shit for damage, like, I probably have to do an entire parry sequence, so let's get used to that. Do I need to run up to there each time? Oh, that's unfortunate and unnecessary. So it has, every time I lose, it has to load this environment again, and then load the environment that... Fuck! That guy ate my jump. Shit. Oh well. But yeah, every time I lose against him, I have to load this environment again, then load the environment that the boss fight takes place in once I get there. And it has to do that each time. That message forgot to show up last time, I think. Unless I'm mistaken. Alright, so I need to memorize the timing of that block sequence. Whoa, normal speed, okay. What the Ah, shit. Your stamina just shreds. This fight's gonna be 3 hours long. And that'll just be the successful attempt. Holy crap. Okay, camera, come on, man. You gotta work with me here a little bit. Fuck, the delays. God, he attacks like such a fucking asshole. Every single attack's a weird fake out that takes 3 seconds to launch, except for the ones that are normal speed. Because he also has combos that are normal speed. Oh, fuck. He's gonna ruin me. Again? Oh, what? What? That's the easy one. Shit. God damn it. Here we go. He still hurts me when I do it correctly. Fuck you, game. I got a green and it hurt me. That's bullshit. Fuck, stamina drains so fast, and then you can't do anything. What? Really? None of those. Fuck. A lot of these attacks don't seem that hard to do, but then I don't do any of them. Then I'm wrong somehow every single time. This is a very annoying fight. Why? Fuck. Why can't I do it? I know the combo. Fuck, I think it's just because my stamina constantly empties immediately. And I've been leveling it the entire game, so it's fucking brutal, man. Ah, fuck. My stamina instantly empties over and over again. It's really fucking annoying. It's always empty, and then you can't do anything. It doesn't matter the timing of the attacks, because it just won't work. Fuck. Really? Come on, we're almost there. Unless there's 12 more phases. What? Is it always after the spin blade? Is that when that happens? I don't know how that move works or when it happens. It is that attack, okay. We just got a screen full of I teabag you. Fuck, they're all ups. I forgot that one, apparently. Fuck, that's a big delay. God, I didn't get a single deflection. All I need is one deflection to win the whole fight, and I didn't get one. Fuck you! God damn it, really? No. Okay, I'm not dead yet, but fuck. I can't deflect any of those because my stamina is immediately fucking empty. I hate it so much. It's so fucking frustrating. So on my screen, the feedback is, oh, look at those attacks. You better deflect those attacks. But it doesn't matter. All that feedback of the directional attacks is useless because my stamina is instantly empty and now I just can't do anything and I just have to take some hits. Ugh.
It can't be. Was I wrong all this time? Maybe I truly deserve oblivion. You shall be my judge, warrior.
Was that my second try? I can't remember. I think that might have been my second try. So obviously it's not massively hard. It's just really, really frustrating. It's a constant thing of just like this. No matter how much you level up your stamina, it's just so garbage. It seems to drain so quickly. Maybe it's my build or my gear or something, like stability or something. So maybe there's a different build that although I'm more in Goliath class gear. Or maybe your weapon does. I don't know. I'm not going to do several playthroughs to try to prove a point and be like, oh, I've analyzed every build compared to each other and I can conclude that. All I know is that like the main feedback I get on screen is here's a bunch of directional attacks, try to deflect each one. And as far as I can tell, I think if I fuck up the first one, I immediately then can never recover and deflect any of the later ones, even in a whole combo of attacks. So it leads to this weird panic where I just get hit in the face a bunch of times. Whereas like in a game like Fury, for example, I can like individually try to deflect each attack, and they both have this big emphasis on countering, but I feel like this game ends up being like a version of Fury that's just kind of infuriating, as opposed to just because you don't have an equally, each deflection is not an equally valid chance of success. Because as far as I can tell, based on my player experience, I think your stamina meter draining means you just can't parry anymore, and the your stamina just vanishes continually from under your feet. And like it's really hard to keep an eye on. Like the interface does not make it easy to look at your stamina bar. So all you do is get constantly surprised that your stamina is empty. I think, if that is what's happening. I can't tell for sure. All I know is that I'm relatively sure that I'm like, okay, no, I think I am deflecting these right, but like nothing's happening. And like I have plenty of time. Like as you can see, if I start being in control from the beginning, I can deflect an entire string of attacks. But if I fuck up the first one, I can't recover. And it's basically impossible to tell if that's me or the game, but it starts to really feel like it's the game just being like, nah, fuck you, your stamina is empty, just take all these hits and all this feedback where we bother to show you directional attacks. Those are basically useless information because you can't use it. I think that's all I don't know. That was my experience. It was really consistent throughout the entire playthrough, so I think it's true, but it's hard to say for sure. No, everyone deserves a second chance, even you. Nuh-uh. I'll be your executioner.
Death at last.
Why would I spare him? That's stupid. He keeps coming back over and over again and attacking me. I already murdered him twice.
Thank you so much. You never stopped fighting. Never stopped believing. I always knew you'd save me. But now, it's time to look ahead. I can look right into your heart. I know what the reward you desire so much is. You treasure power over everything. With great determination, you forged ahead, undeterred and ever focused. Deep inside, you have always been part of the Swarm. And now, you'll become its loyal guardian. Maybe we were asking the wrong question. Being made by humans, machines will never be pure. They will always carry their heritage. By design, they can never be without flaws. But maybe they don't have to be perfect. Maybe all they need is a soul.
R.I.P. world. Nah. Alright, so that was The Surge 2. It was an improvement on the first game in basically every way. I can say that much about it. And I think The Surge 1 was an improvement upon Lords of the Fallen. Still don't love what they're doing with their games. There's cool stuff going on, like some of the levels were better this time around, but you're still stuck fighting basically the same dude over and over again for the entire game. And I went to great lengths to explain what, like, I take issues with, like, the limb chopping system I don't think is very good in every way, basically. Like, all it does is make it a little more convenient to farm gear, but it doesn't add anything else to the actual gameplay. It makes gameplay annoying because you have to hold down the X button for like 2 seconds in the middle of a fight and get fucking shot in the face and stuff while you're trying to do it. Then half the time it might fail and you're like, wow, what happened there? I don't know. There's a lot of moments throughout the game where it's like, which thing went wrong? Because there's so many weird plates being spun at the same time that, like, when something goes wrong, you can't even tell for sure which of the 7 overlapping systems might have been what caused it. And that just gets really confusing. But, like, chopping limbs doesn't affect gameplay 95% of the time in all of these games. And, like, that's very stupid. Like, maybe you should be only fighting actual robots that could survive getting a limb chopped off in both games. Maybe, like, a human would be, like, a special variant enemy. Like, wow, a human! Isn't that funny how he dies when you chop one limb off? I guess that how it would be how it is, but, like, he'd be, like, more agile or smarter or something. It's like, oh man, this is a human enemy. This is dangerous. But, you should probably be fighting robots, like, the entire game in both games instead of people in mech suits, because then you could actually, like, chop chunks of them off and then they could be like, I'm still here, bastard, and you could, like, cut off his arm like halfway through the fight and he'd still be coming at you, or, like, and it'd be like Resident Evil, like the Resident Evil 2 remake, where you have these strategies you develop of, like, should I shoot the zombies in the head to try to, like, optimize making them completely dead, or should I just shoot them in the knee to make them fall over and move past them? And or like you can strategize limb attacks. Like, there are other games where attacking limbs does stuff. Monster Hunter World, the limbs you do attack, like, actually affect the gameplay. Resident Evil 2, the limbs you attack affect the gameplay. This game has an entire limb chopping system as basically its core selling feature of the entire franchise. It's basically the one specific unique feature that defines what the Surge is, and they don't lean into it at all. And I'm pretty sure I had this exact conversation rant thing at the end of the first game. I didn't check, but I'm sure I would have had this exact discussion. Is like, why is this not like the biggest deal ever? Why is limb chopping not like a core mechanic that defines how combat works? Because it's just not. All you do is attack dudes, and you dodge their attacks, or block their attacks, or deflect their attacks. But you just attack them. Selecting a limb to attack doesn't do anything different. The attacks you perform are the same. You just annoyingly fiddle with the right stick in the middle of combat and then get surprised when it fucks up somehow and you're like, what? No, what? Ah. Because you're like, are trying to do the actual fight and you're distracted by, you know, the gameplay, and then you're like, oh no, somehow I got from his head to his arm on the selection stick. Which is more common than ever before now, because the right stick is also how you do deflections, which means that's total crapshoot. Like, as whether or not it's going to do a successful deflection, or if it's going to somehow change which limb is selected without you noticing and then fuck up your farming. Great system. I love it. It's just I hate the farming system. It doesn't add anything to the game. Because yeah, like, no enemies survive having a limb chopped, except for like 2 of them per game and maybe some boss fights, and that's it. And frankly, the whole like hit the boss fight's limb a bunch of times until it breaks doesn't have to have a chop mechanic. You could just hit the spider dude's leg a bunch of times and then it breaks. In fact, I think I think little Johnny, you did just break its limbs by hitting them a lot. And that mech, that one human in a mech where you fight the mech and then the human comes out, I think you break its limbs by just attacking them. You didn't have to like break them via a chop mechanic. So all the more so, even the boss fights seem to know that this chopping mechanic is kind of superfluous to the whole thing. Like, it's awkward to try to hold X in the middle of a fight, which means you can't be pressing dodge and you can't be pressing other buttons that are on the face buttons, really. And it really fucks with your ability to react to basic stuff that's happening because you're sitting there awkwardly trying to charge up a quick time event. And it's not in favor of anything. It doesn't offer interesting options during combat that actually affect said combat. And like that's the top thing, is like, if you're adding mechanics to combat, they should all be adding interesting options of what you can do during the combat, like options of like what you can do during the fight. Like when I'm like, that's what I love about playing games like Prey or or those Resident Evil games too and stuff. It's like you get a bunch of different options and you're like, okay, I can use these different tools in different ways, and there's sort of a risk reward to each one. Even in Halo, you got your gun and it goes pew pew pew, but it uses ammo. You got your grenades, which have the least ammo, but they have a huge area of effect, and they bounce, but they can also hurt you, but they can be very effective. And then you have your melee attack, which usually like 1 or 2 shots most enemies, but requires you to get up close. And so it's like, okay, each of the things has a balance and a risk reward and a resource to it that all interestingly add to the gameplay. When you're playing Resident Evil or The Last of Us or something, you have your ammunition, which is scarce. You have a few other weird trinkets and tools like grenades or whatever that are especially scarce, and you have X number of enemies, and you need to figure out like how to best deal with said enemies. And maybe some of them you can get away with trying to run past or stealth past, and that could save you resources. Or if you get caught, you could be caught in a way less good situation. So you're choosing like, do I carefully and articulately take this out in a planned execution and just assume I'm going to take them all out from the get-go and take advantage of my surprise advantage here? Or do I try to stealth through and maybe get through in complete ghost mode where I pick up a few resources along the way but don't spend anything? But the risk there is that I can get caught halfway through and then get in a big shootout where I lose even more resources and health, which then needs to be healed. So it's like I'm making choices and I'm engaged in what's happening. In The Surge, you don't make choices. You just hit people with your melee weapon a bunch. There's like eventually people specified that like actually a right bumper is horizontal attacks and a right trigger is vertical attacks, not fast and heavy. And I'm like, all right. So this isn't Soul Calibur. In Soul Calibur, you have a vertical attack button, a horizontal attack button, and a kick button. And that's because horizontal attacks are sweeping attacks, but you can either duck under them or jump over them. And vertical attacks are vertical attacks, like up to down or down to up, which means you can't avoid them by ducking or jumping, but you can strafe around them. So if you're strafing, vertical attacks will miss. They give you options during combat, like, and anticipating what your opponent's doing changes what kind of ways you can avoid their attacks. In Dead or Alive, your attacks are defined as being a medium kick, a high kick, a medium kick, a medium punch, a low attack, a high attack, or a jumping attack. And there's a different counter for each of those different options. So doing different actions throws off your opponent, and your opponent is trying to predict which one you're going to do because they can do a counter, and that has a big risk reward where, like, if you do a counter instead of a block, like a block will just sit there and try to not take damage, but if you do a counter, you risk taking damage under the assumption that you nailed the prediction of what the counter is going to be, and as a result, they get fucking pummeled by this huge damage attack because you anticipated what they did. You take a risk to do a counter instead of a block. You're making choices during combat. In this game, you pretty much just button mash on people. Like, I got through most of the game by just mashing the right bumper whenever I was in an actual fight against normal humanoid enemies, which are 80% of the fight of the gameplay and opponents or more. You just sit there and mash on them, just mash. and then that fills up your battery, so you just hit heal periodically if you take some damage, and you hit X when the X pops up on the screen. Like, most fights are really mindless, and you don't really have to carefully avoid you don't have to carefully avoid their attacks, really, because why? It's not like Dark Souls where you have like a limited number of Estus flasks and you can die very quickly and you have to really plan around that. It's like they made it so that this time around the combat actively charges up your heal and you can just keep going and going and going. I think last time they had an Estus flask crossed with a battery heal, and the Estus flask equivalent in the last Surge game, like, you could only use X number per checkpoint, whereas you could then charge up with your batteries to get your other heal. But I think it was harder last time. But this game, it's really easy to charge up the heal in most scenarios. Oh yeah, Archangel Eli, 1 death. Matriarch Celeste, 0 deaths. That went pretty easy. 0 deaths against Kain, 1 death against Krakow. In the entire level of Krakow. Yep. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. I don't know, they just gotta come up with a better system. Because exploring levels in the Surge, this time around it was better because I could at times better tell where I was, but there's at least 2 or 3 complete chaos levels where I'm like, what am I looking at? Where am I going? Have I been here before? I'm not sure. That was obviously a way bigger problem in the first game because it was a bunch of metal corridors and one continuous building that was all factory-ish. So it had a real problem of like, you would open up a shortcut and you'd be like, is that a shortcut? Have I been here before? I can't tell because it all looks the same-ish. But this time around it was a bit better. But they are still really chaotic environments. It does not quite scratch the Dark Souls itch, but the combat really does not scratch that itch. The combat it varies from mindless to somewhat attentive. Specifically the certain boss fights and the angel statues, I had to go on the defensive. And when I was on the defensive, that was at least when it was most interesting, because I had to actually nail the deflection system, which is a decent idea, but I don't fully love it. I don't know if the deflection system is a great fit for a Souls-like, actually. Might be my issue. If they wanted to make like a high energy action game, the deflection could be really satisfying. Like, I think that there's a system like that in Fury and Metal Gear Solid Revengeance, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, I think it's called. But those are very fast games, and that's part of what makes the parries satisfying and whatnot. There also may or may not be variations of that idea in Devil May Cry and Bayonetta. Like, the list of games I'm giving, though, really are indicative of what I'm talking about. Like, it's kind of a weird fit for a Souls game, especially one with a stamina meter that runs out constantly. It didn't make the system very satisfying. It made it mostly frustrating. And I'm somebody who, at least according to some comments, it was doing better at said system, because a lot of people were saying that they couldn't do the counters at all, and I'm apparently doing better at than a lot of these people are in my own gameplay at doing the counters. And that's distressing, because I felt like it was a huge pain a lot of the time. But there was a few decent boss fights. Little Johnny had some issues. I had some issues with Little Johnny, but it was entertaining. It was like, oh, look at this weird ass thing. And I really did like the Kraken boss. Like, everything about that fight was really fun. And there was a few other ones that were kind of neat. But the flamethrower guy was just irritating, and Eli was just irritating. These fake out animations are... They're trying to make it hard to do the counters, and I get that, like, on paper, but their animations are stupid. Like, they're just stupid. Like, if you want to have, like, if you want to throw me off by having them have a fast combo and a slow combo, then animate them like a fast combo and a slow combo. But instead, he, like, starts a swing, then freezes for, like, a solid second, which feels like an eternity, because of how like, you're in a fast-paced fight situation, so, like, that 1 second of pause feels like an absolute eternity. And then he just, like, like just suddenly finishes the animation out of nowhere with, and it's like that's not how swinging a weapon works. You can't just stop halfway through the wind up, like halfway through swinging, and just have it hover there for a bit and then finish the swing a second later. It's like it's gonna feel like a tap by comparison, because you didn't actually do the wind up and swing. You stopped yourself midway through for seemingly no reason, and then came back and went, haha, now I'm attacking. And it's like it's like an irritating little brother that's like, ha, I made you look, ha, I got you, ha, I startled you, and like just irritating you. It's like I hated it every time that they would like start an attack animation, then pause for no reason, and then do the actual attack, like the way later. Like it was every single time. I'm like, what are you doing, game? Stop it. And I think it was, and I don't think they did that in the Kraken boss fight. I think they just had different attack timings and that was it. They didn't do like weird irritating things with it. Whereas Eli was the peak like irritating little brother mode, where it's just haha, I made you look, haha, I'm tricking you, whoo, I got you. I'm like, I don't like it. But I can appreciate that they're trying. They keep trying to make another Souls-like and make it work. I don't know if it has ever worked yet so far, and I don't know if it ever will, but they're trying things. Their environmental design is getting interesting. Weirdly, it keeps doing that in DLCs. Like, I like the theme park setting that was in the first game for a bit, and I like that this one had the fucking bizarre aircraft carrier covered in setup houses rolled over by like a Kraken AI. Like, that was full of, that had something to do with someone's husband's clones. That was a lot to take in. Even if, and it had the the beautiful desolation skull bots and everything. That location was more interesting than the entirety of the Surge 2, weirdly. And I appreciate that they're trying things with the deflection system, but it feels like it's for the wrong genre. I don't know if it complements Souls-like combat. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of want them to start over again. Like, I think the Surge is kind of a failed experiment. I think its world sucks, and its storytelling sucks, and its characters suck. Like, there just isn't much interesting going on there. It's kind of stupid, or incredibly underdeveloped, depending on which part you're looking at. Like, I don't think its world. I don't think this is a good world, and I don't think it was going by the first game to this one. It didn't really feel like a natural progression. It doesn't. Yeah, I don't really get a sense that this was a fully fleshed out world that made sense. And then, like, each time we zoom out to see a larger piece of the world, I'm like, what? It doesn't. I'm not like, oh, of course, this fits like a glove with everything I know so far about this universe. It's like, I'm like, what? What state of apocalypse are we in, or aren't we in? And there's cults, and I just don't feel like it's working for me. But more so, I think that the core gameplay choices they made for the Surge at this particular stabbing of doing Souls-likes, I don't think those are good ideas. I don't think that the limb system is a good idea. And I think it'd be better if they, like, don't make another Lords of the Fallen either. But just go on again and like remix your whole approach to making a Souls-like again, because they're in the background. I feel like I can see them getting better at this, but they keep having these core mechanics that don't necessarily complement this system very well, and they mostly just become this irritating thing to manage the entire playthrough, and they're not optional, so you have to deal with it the entire time, but it's just not adding to the gameplay. But they've made them the core mechanics of the series and its core identity, so you can't get rid of them without betraying the series or making people question what even a Surge game is at some point. But like, maybe that's fine. Maybe just go off and make a new franchise again. Just do it again. It's fine. I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm curious to see what they make next. I've played all 3 of their Souls-likes so far. They are the leading company at making Souls-likes multiple times. But there's just a lot. It's just not still not working. But this was a step forward, and the other one was a step forward before that, and so there's that, I guess. So thanks for watching like always, guys, and I'll see you next time.